Why I love being a werewolf. Dear Scary Stories NYC. I used to be just like you. Suit and tie, 9 to 5, always racing against the clock. Name is Jake, by the way, first names only here. I was your typical type A personality. Always pushing for the next big promotion, the next big deal. But let me tell you, that life, it's nothing compared to what I have now. It all started when I decided to leave the corporate world behind. I wanted to live off the grid, to be self-sufficient. I wanted to feel alive, not just exist. So I packed up my things and I moved to the wilderness. I learned to hunt, to fish, to survive. It was tough, but it was real. One night, during a hunting trip, I got bitten by what I thought was just a wolf. I was wrong. That bite, it changed me. I became something more, something primal. I became a werewolf. Let me tell you about how I became what I am now. And then I've got a lot more to tell you about what it's like to be me. So I was on a corporate retreat in the wilderness. A team-building exercise, they said. We were huddled around the campfire when I saw it. A four-legged creature of immense size and power. Its fur glistening under the moonlight. Its eyes glowing with an eerie, otherworldly light. It was a wolf. But not just any wolf. This one was different. Larger. More menacing. Before I could react, it lunged at me, its teeth sinking into my arm. The pain was excruciating, but it was over as quickly as it began. The creature disappeared into the night, leaving me with a wound that would change my life forever. The first changes were subtle. I found myself more alert, more in tune with my surroundings. My senses heightened. I could hear conversations from across the room, smell the faintest scents, and see clearly even in the darkest nights. But then came the transformation. It was a night of the full moon, and I could feel a strange energy coursing through my veins. My body convulsed, bones shifting, and muscles contorting. The pain was unbearable, like nothing I had ever experienced. But then it was over. I was standing on large padded canine feet, my body covered in fur, my senses even more heightened. Becoming a werewolf for the first time was both exciting and terrifying. The power I felt was intoxicating, the freedom of running through the woods, the strength in my new form. But it was also frightening, the loss of control, the primal instincts taking over. It was a stark reminder of the beast within me, a beast I had to learn to control. But let me tell you, this power, this transformation, it is not for everyone. It requires discipline, control, and a willingness to embrace the beast within yourself. It's only for the very best of the very best of the very, very best. Now, I know what you're thinking. Werewolves. They're monsters, right? But let me tell you, it's not like that. Not for me. I am still me. Just more. I'm stronger, faster, more in tune with nature. I can see in the dark. I can hear a pin drop from a mile away. I can smell any prey around me in the wind. It's like I've been given a second chance at life, a chance to really live. And the best part of it, I'm free. Free from the rat race, from the constant pressure to succeed, to be the best. I'm not a slave to the clock anymore. I live by my own rules, on my own terms. I hunt when I'm hungry. I sleep when I'm tired. And I run with the wind just because I can. So yeah, I'm a werewolf. And you know what? That's just the way I want it. First off, the physical abilities are off the charts. Strength, speed, agility, you name it. I can run faster than any human, lift heavier weights, and my reflexes are lightning quick. I can hear a mule fart in the next county, and my night vision is better than any goggles you can buy. Then there's the healing. I used to get sick all the time, always catching whatever bug was going around the office. And now I can heal from any injury or illness in just a matter of hours. It's like having a personal doctor on call 24/7. Well, actually it's like 70 to 100 times better than that. But it's not just the physical stuff. There's a mental aspect too. I'm more focused, more alert. I can process information faster, make decisions quicker. It's like my brain has been supercharged. And let's not forget the freedom. No more alarm clocks, no more deadlines, no more office politics. I can live life on my own terms, do what I want, when I want. It's liberating. Sure, there are challenges. The full moon can be a bit of a hassle. And there's the whole hunted by humans thing too. But honestly, the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks. I wouldn't give this up for the world. You know, my life used to be about racing against the clock. But now I'm in a completely different kind of race. A race against the moon. Against my own instincts. But let me tell you, this is the race I was born for. I remember it like it was yesterday. The first time one of my new canine instincts kicked in, and I felt compelled to chase a car down a highway in the night. I remember that the moon was full that night, casting long, eerie shadows on the highway. I was standing on the edge of the forest, my senses heightened, my heart pounding with a primal rhythm. I could hear the distant hum of an engine, growing louder with each passing second. Suddenly a vehicle zoomed past me, its headlights cutting through the darkness. It was a red pickup truck, the kind you'd see in a country music video. The scent of gasoline and rubber filled my nostrils, and something deep within me stirred. A primal urge, a canine instinct, told me to chase. I took off after that truck, my paws pounding against the asphalt. The wind whipped through my fur, carrying with it the scent of the open road and freedom. I could hear the roar of the engine, the hum of the tires against the road. It was a rush like nothing I'd ever felt before. Far better than any white powder I'd ever been offered in any boardroom. I kept up with the truck for a good few miles, my heart pounding with the thrill of the chase. But eventually I got tired, and it pulled away, leaving me panting on the side of the road. I wasn't disappointed, though. I was already catching my breath, and looking down the road for the next vehicle to chase. Since then, I've run idiotically after many vehicles, believe me. Most of them I can keep up with for miles before I start to run out of energy. But there was this one time. A sleek black sports car zoomed right past, and I never got close to catching up. I did give chase, but it was like trying to catch the wind. The expensive sports car left me in the dust, its taillights disappearing into the distance. Which leads to a logical question. How fast can I run when I'm the werewolf? Obviously I don't have a speedometer or anything, but I guess I can hit speeds of around 65 or 70 for short distance sprints, 50 or 55 for a couple or 3 miles max, or I can sorta hyper jog at 30 to 40 miles per hour for longer stretches as long as I don't go any faster than that. That's faster than most animals, but not quite as fast as that sports car. But hey, I'm a werewolf, I'm not a cheetah, and I only have memories of running on my hind legs. I don't remember ever becoming a four-legged werewolf. I've heard those can run much faster, for much longer than I can do it myself, and I would expect that to be the case. Being a werewolf isn't all howling at the moon and running through the woods, though, although there is plenty of that. There are challenges, to be sure. The hunger, for one. It's not just a physical hunger, but a primal one. A need to hunt, to chase, to feel the life of another creature in my hands. It's a hunger that no steak dinner at a five-star restaurant could ever satisfy. Then there's the transformation. It's not like in the movies, where it's over in a few seconds. This is a slow, painful process. Bones shifting, muscles tearing and reforming. But the pain reminds me of what I am, of the power that courses through my veins. And the adventures. Oh, the adventures. I've run with wolf packs in the Rockies, hunted deer in the forests of the Pacific Northwest, swam in the icy waters of the Arctic. I've seen things, done things that no human could ever dream of. I've felt the thrill of the hunt, the joy of the chase, the satisfaction of a successful kill. I've also felt the terror, the fear of being hunted, of being the prey. But that fear, it's electric. It's a reminder that I'm alive, truly alive, not just existing, like those dead faces I used to see on the bus to and from work. So yeah, being a werewolf has its challenges, but the rewards, the experiences, they're worth every bit of it. I wouldn't want to lose this life for anything. Not for all the money in the world. Not for all the security of a corporate job. Because this is living. I'm a werewolf survivalist. And let me tell you, it's a rush like no other. The power. You can get drunk on it if you aren't careful. I can feel it coursing through my body. A primal force that's as old as time itself. It's like I've been given a second chance at life. A chance to really live. I'm stronger, faster, more in tune with the world around me. I can smell the faintest scent on the wind. I can run for hours without tiring. I can leap over obstacles that would have once stopped me dead in my tracks. And the nights. Oh, the nights. They're no longer a time for rest, but a time for hunting, for exploring, for truly being awake for the first time ever. The moon is my guide. The stars are my companions. I can see in the dark as if it were day, and the world is a whole new place, under the glow of the moonlight. But it isn't just the physical changes, it's the mental ones too. I'm more focused. I'm more driven. I've always been a type A personality, always been striving for success. But now it's different. And now I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. I'm not just living, I'm alive. I've already admitted there are challenges. There's the constant hunger, the need to keep my secret, the fear of losing control. But the rewards, they far outweigh the risks. I've seen things, done things, experienced things that I could never have as a human. Things you could never think of trying. So yeah, I'm a werewolf, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And now my life is dictated by the moon, not by a ticking timepiece. The power that comes with being a werewolf, it is life-altering. But it's nothing if you can master it. I remember the first time I transformed. The raw power coursing through my veins was overwhelming. I could hear the heartbeat of a rabbit half a mile away. I could smell the fear of a deer in the next county. But I was a slave to my instincts, a wild animal with no control. I realized then that power without control is chaos. So I started training, pushing my limits, learning to harness the beast within. It was a grueling process, filled with countless nights of frustration and failure. I realized then that power without control is chaos. So I started training, pushing my limits, learning to harness the beast inside myself. It was a grueling process, filled with countless nights of frustration and failure. But with each passing moon, I could feel myself getting stronger, more in tune with my new form. Take hunting, for instance. In the beginning, I would chase after anything that moved, often losing my prey in the process. But as I honed my skills, I learned to be patient, to wait for the right moment to strike. And now I can take down a buck in seconds using no weapons other than myself, a feat I never would have dreamed of as a human. Or consider my senses. At first, the onslaught of smells and sounds was disorienting. But as I learned to filter out the noise, I discovered a world beyond human comprehension. I can hear a whisper from a mile away. I can smell a single drop of blood in a lake. Mastering my power didn't just make me stronger. It made me more powerful. With each victory, each successful hunt, each new discovery, I could feel my abilities growing, evolving. It's a never-ending cycle, a constant push for greatness. And let me tell you, there's nothing more satisfying than that. You know, when I was ordinary like you, I never had a moment to breathe, to truly live. But that was before the bite, before the transformation, before I became different. Now I'm not just another cog in the machine. I'm not just another face in the crowd. And now I am a werewolf, a creature of the night, a being of power and strength. I'm unique, and let me tell you, there's nothing quite like it. Being a werewolf, it's not just about the physical changes, the heightened senses, the strength, the speed. It's also about the freedom, the liberation from the mundane, the escape from the ordinary. It's about being able to see the world in a way that no human ever could. It's about being able to experience life in its rawest, most primal form. And let me tell you, it's worth everything I've given up and then some. The power, the freedom, the uniqueness. It's like a drug. Once you've tasted it, once you've experienced it, there's no going back. You can't just go back to being another face in the crowd. You can't just go back to being normal. So yes, being a werewolf makes me different. It makes me unique. But more than that, it makes me superior. Because while the rest of the world is stuck in their cookie-cutter lives, I'm out here, living like a real person. And there's nothing quite like it. And now I'm a creature of the day and night, a werewolf survivalist. And let me tell you, it's a game changer. Before, I was always tired, always dragging. 8 hours of sleep never seemed enough. But now as a werewolf, I only need a couple or 3 hours of rest. It's like I've been given a whole new lease on life. I can do so much more with my time. For instance, I used to spend my days cooped up in an office, staring at a computer screen. Now I spend my days honing my survival skills, learning to live off the land. I become a master at tracking, hunting, and foraging. I've learned to read the signs of nature, to predict the weather, to navigate by the stars. And at night when I transform, my productivity doubles. My senses are heightened. My strength is amplified. I can cover vast distances in a single night, hunt down prey with ease, and protect my territory from any threats. Being a werewolf has made me more efficient, more focused. I've learned to prioritize, to make the most of every moment. I've learned to live in the present, to appreciate the beauty of the world around me. So while you're stuck in your cubicle, I'm out here, living my best life, and I couldn't be happier or more satisfied. The thrill of the hunt, the power coursing through my veins, it's unlike anything else. But it's not just that. It's about survival. As a werewolf, I have advantages that I never had as a human. My senses are heightened. My strength is unparalleled. And my speed is unmatched. I can track prey from miles away. I can take down the largest of beasts. I can outrun any danger. And as a werewolf, I don't need as much sleep as a human. This means I can spend more time hunting, gathering, and fortifying my shelter. I can work through the night, under the cover of darkness, when most predators are asleep. This has doubled my productivity and made me a more efficient survivalist. But let me tell you, being a werewolf is not for everyone. It requires discipline, control, and a certain level of ruthlessness. You have to be willing to embrace your primal instincts, to become one with the beast within. It's a path only for the very best of the very best of the very, very best. So if you're not ready to face the challenges and embrace the power, stick to your 9 to 5. If nobody's ever called you names like workaholic or overachiever or type A, then you probably are not werewolf material. If you aren't the type to burn the candle at both ends, then you probably won't find the lifestyle attractive or enjoyable. But if you strive for greatness in every living moment, if you eat Tony Robbins for breakfast and then blow up the world with your energy and enthusiasm every day, then you might enjoy the nearly endless power and focus that being a werewolf and living off the grid will grant you. But I have to say, it's perfectly alright if you don't want to join me in my adventurous life choices. Not everyone is a werewolf, and that's a good thing. After all, if everyone were the very best of the very, very best, then who, dear viewer, would us werewolves eat for lunch? Well, our funds was getting low in the banks, then Anna White sent us a super thanks. Please join me in thanking tonight's executive producer Anna White, who kindly sent us super thanks to buy us some of that 99-cent bread that now costs $4. Of course, as you know, advertising revenue around the world has dropped drastically recently for similar reasons to the bread stuff. It's not really feasible to do something like what I'm doing in this environment. This sort of a channel takes an awful lot of time and effort to create, and the channels that are making money now are the ones that can get done in real time. What I do takes all day and sometimes several days just to create 1 or 2 stories that only total 20 minutes in length. I tried doing things like using an AI clone of my voice to put more material out faster, but people quit my channel memberships angrily, one of them demanding a refund from PayPal and getting me in trouble with them over there. So whatever. I'm just gonna have to make this my artistic channel. I'll make it the best quality I can, and we'll see if there's enough interest in me continuing doing this sort of thing to justify the increasingly more extreme amounts of work involved. Anyway, here's hoping we can have a nice autumn, and that things somehow magically turn around. Anyway, now here to make sense of this nonsensical world is our little dogman friend Henry. Thanks, Biggie, and thanks to all of you for watching this far. If you liked it, please click like. If you'd like to see more of our work, please subscribe. And also click that bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we put out a new episode. To become an executive producer, you can donate to us through the thanks button under each of our videos or through our paypal.me/PeterBernard209 page. To receive cool perks like secret uncensored Dogman episodes far too wild to ever run on this channel, you can become a YouTube channel member by clicking the join button. Or join our PayPal subscribers club at peterbernard.com. Joining either at the $3 a month level or above gets you access to our over 25 hours of secret uncensored Dogman stories available nowhere else. Do you have a scary story about Dogman or some other kind of high strangeness that happened to you? Let us know by emailing us at scarystoriesnyc@gmail.com or by leaving us a voicemail message at 804-LASCARY. You may need to call back on that when it cuts off after I think 3 minutes. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, thank you for simply watching to the end. Good night, and have a scary tomorrow.
Come back for more scary stories.